All disease begins with not loving ourselves. Every cell in your body listens to every word you speak. How do I know this? Well, I have x-ray vision and I see inside the body and soul. And this is often the root of many people's chronic disease and why they can't heal. My name is Sarah Grace, and I'm a certified medical intuitive, a quantum healer, and a mentor to women worldwide. And for 2 decades, I've been helping people uncover the root cause of their struggles, not just in their health, but also in their soul. And what I'm sharing with you today is not just theory. It's backed by science and what I have had to live with to reprogram and embody myself. Most of us are living inside a mental construct that we never chose. We were told what beauty should look like. We were told what success should look like. We were told what our families should look like, our homes, and what our lives should look like, especially even at a certain age. But here's the truth. None of that is real. It's an illusion of the 3D world imprinted into our consciousness so deeply that we don't even realize it's running our lives. And yet, our soul has always known. It is screaming to be seen, to be heard, to be expressed, not as somebody's idea of perfect, but as you, purely you, nothing more, nothing less. I once believed that I had to look a certain way, reach a certain level of success, have the picture perfect family, and then I'd feel whole. But I pushed myself to fit into that narrative. The marriage, the success, the $1 million home I paid for myself, the luxury car, the two perfect kids. But even when I achieved all of those pieces, there was still an emptiness deep down that kept me up at night. There is nothing wrong with having all of that. Let me make that very clear, because it is our birthright to have endless abundance. But this cannot define you. There is a massive difference between fulfillment from the programming of society and our parents and all of that, or fulfillment from our soul. So when this really began to hit me hard, I began to dismantle this illusion brick by brick, so to speak. I stopped measuring beauty by the standards of society and started noticing when my light started radiating from my eyes when I felt alignment and joy. I redefined success, my money, and my titles to, am I living my soul's highest potential? Because if not, I lean into that. And what I always know is then the money and the abundance naturally follows. After my divorce, I released the image of what a quote unquote perfect life, perfect family should look like. And I began honoring the love that I had around me, my family, my beautiful children, and all the lessons and growth that came from that. As a medical intuitive, I see patterns in so many people. Their soul is screaming to be free, but the mental construct of how life should look actually keeps them trapped in the same shame loops and inadequacy. Breaking that illusion is the first step into becoming and feeling absolutely free. So what I do is not woo. Some people think it's a woo, but it's not actually woo. It's deeply rooted in science and ancient spiritual wisdom. Carl Rogers, the founder of humanistic psychology, showed that unconditional passive regard, what he coined, being accepted fully without judgment, is essential soil for the growth and of healing. Dr. Kristen Neff, one of the world's leading researchers on self-compassion at the University of Texas, has proven through decades of studies that people who practice self-acceptance experience lower stress hormone, stronger immune function, and greater emotional resilience. Neuroscience shows that self-acceptance literally rewires the brain, calming the amygdala, regulating the vagus nerve, and restoring balance within the entire nervous system. And I've seen this in my clients. People who hate themselves visibly age faster. Their body shrinks and their energy field contracts. Meanwhile, those who practice unconditional acceptance radiate a vitality that feels timeless. It isn't vanity. This is alignment. When you accept yourself, your biology, your energy, and your soul, it synchronizes into harmony. Truly. And I see this every day with people that I work with. One of the frameworks that I work with very deeply is the scale of consciousness developed by Dr. David Hawkins. He's a renowned psychiatrist and a spiritual teacher. His book, Power versus Force, is a must read. If you haven't read that, I encourage you to. In it, he maps out the human emotions and the states of being from a scale of 0 to 1,000. At the lowest levels, like shame, 20, guilt, 30, and fear, 100, we contract. Our energy field weakens and our health declines, and our decisions come from a survival state. But once we move into courage, 200, and above, we begin to expand. Now, love calibrates at 500, peace at 600, and enlightenment from 700 upward. Hawkins demonstrated that each step up the scale is not a mindset shift. It is a measurable increase in energy, vitality, and consciousness. Self-acceptance is one of the key practices that helps us move from heavy states of shame and guilt into those liberating states of love and peace. I've lived this. I had to bless people who caused me pain, not to excuse what they did, but because holding resentment chained me to those lower levels. The moment I released and blessed them, the energy broke. The darkness in my past literally turned to light. And that's how I see every soul I work with. One moment of unconditional love for yourself can remove lifetimes of darkness. Unconditional acceptance has to be embodied, though. Otherwise, it just stays a nice idea in your mind. So, I'm going to give you 3 practices on how you can live this every day, reprogramming not just your thoughts, but your nervous system, your energy, and the cells in your body. So, I use this personally and with my clients. So, number 1 is caring for the vessel. The vessel is you. Your body is the sacred home of your soul. When you neglect it, when you criticize it, when you treat it like it's flawed, it weakens the vessel that was entrusted to you. It can create the perfect storm for imbalances all throughout your body. And the subconscious listens to every word you repeat to yourself, whether it's out loud or even just in thought. If you repeat for years that I'm not good enough, or I dislike myself, or I hate my body, your body believes you. It listens to you and responds to that. Your biology starts to follow that story. Stress hormones are elevated and cells break down. And this creates the perfect environment for stress, inflammation, even disease to manifest. But when you care for your body and act out of reverence, such as nourishing your body with clean food, moving it and building strength, protecting your skin, resting well, follow what brings you joy, you speak kindly to yourself and to other people, your body responds exactly to that. Even adorning it with beautiful clothes, you shift your energy. Not for vanity or because you lack anything. This is devotion to honor the life that you've been given. And when you do this, it comes alive. It heals faster. It radiates light because it feels safe to hold your soul's energy. So that's number 1. Number 2 is expressing your essence. Now, self-acceptance also means allowing your true essence to be fully expressed and fully utilized. When you silence yourself, when you shrink back, when you perform to meet somebody else's expectations, you suppress your soul. That suppression creates blockages in your body, in your energy, in your health, even in your joy. But when you speak from truth, even if your voice shakes to begin with, you free yourself. When you let yourself create, sing, dance, write, build, or simply take up space in the room as you align with your essence. This is truly about authenticity. It's about saying, I trust myself enough to be seen. And I truly believe that the highest act of self-love is allowing yourself to be seen authentically. And people feel that. They lean in because authenticity is magnetic. The way you feel about yourself is how others feel in your presence. Let me say that again because that was very powerful. The way you feel about yourself is how others feel about you in your presence. All right, so going on to number 3 is somatic anchoring and reprogramming the subconscious mind. So this is one of the simplest yet most powerful practices is just place your hand over your heart and your other hand kind of on your lower belly area, somewhere that kind of you feel really connected, that you can hold these two energy centers. Close your eyes and you just breathe slowly and deeply until you really feel your body soften. So much of us carry around this tension and this stress all day long. The key is find that softness, relax your jaw, drop your shoulders, take a breath, connect. Then I want you to speak out loud to yourself. Now, speaking aloud heightens the energy exchange. It magnifies what you are saying. It's different than just thinking it. I want you to say out loud, I am whole just the way I am. And I honor and appreciate my body. If at first it feels forced and you might not feel those words initially, that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Keep doing it. Because initially, when I did this, I didn't feel it at first. I would stand in the mirror, tears running down my cheeks, whispering words that I wish were true. But here's what happens. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between truth and repetition. Every time you repeat these words, you're laying down new neural pathways, rewriting the programming. And over time, those words take root. They shift your energy. They regulate your nervous system to this new acceptance. And it dissolves shame, guilt, and fear. Your body, your energy field, your consciousness, it's magical because it just begins to harmonize. And you finally start living as the person that your soul has been waiting for you to remember. So, self acceptance, it's so much deeper than just self love. I know self love is thrown around the online space a lot, and it is important. It is true. But we can't get to self love until we truly get to the foundation, and that is self acceptance. It is the absolute foundation. It is the soil where your growth can finally flourish. And I want you to remember something that you are not behind. If this feels really hard for you, really difficult, I want you to know that this is normal because you and probably 97, or let's even say 99% of the planet, in some way, shape, or form, feel this. The challenge is stepping through years of conditioning to remember that you are perfect the way that you are. This is designed for your soul's growth. These feelings, this struggle, this feeling like it just feels so unnatural to say those words to yourself. It was designed for your soul's growth. And it is chosen for this exact moment for you. So today, choose yourself. Not the version the world told you to be, but the soul that you already are. And if this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments what's one part of yourself that you were truly ready to accept fully. And if you'd like more guidance like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe so we can keep walking this journey together. Thank you for being here with me today. I am truly honored to be part of this path. And remember, when you accept yourself unconditionally, you don't just transform your own life. You elevate the consciousness of the entire world.